Hey, what up? I know a lot of you have been missing Rethink the past couple of weeks. We've missed a couple episodes, and if you watch this video from Jim, you'll get a clear clarification on why that is and what's going on around here. And so while you're gonna miss a lot more episodes from here, we're taking a break, but just keep praying for Flatirons, keep praying for Jim, keep praying for this place. We're so thankful for what you guys have done so far, for you guys tuning in, for you guys subscribing, for you guys paying attention and listening in on what we've been talking about, what we've been working through. This podcast has always been a podcast where we look at events or topics or anything along those lines and point them back to Jesus. Where's Jesus at in the middle of these? Where's Jesus at in the middle of this current event? And you can keep doing that too. So as stuff keeps popping up, as the world that we live in keeps seeming like it gets crazier and crazier, just keep looking at Jesus, look at what Jesus taught. And if what Jesus taught doesn't line up with what you believe, maybe it's time to rethink it. We love you guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. See ya.
Hey Flatirons, I've shot a lot of videos over the last 13 years here, and I gotta be honest, this one is probably the toughest one. But I ask for an opportunity just to talk to you directly. This is kind of like family business about what God's doing in my life and the life of this church. The way Jesus set up his church was, it's not a democracy or it's not a dictatorship. He appointed elders as overseers of the church, and that's who I'm directly accountable for. And years ago, I entered into an agreement, biblical agreement with my elders, for them to keep an eye on me. And they have been the most encouraging men. They have spoken truth into my life. They've given me grace. They've walked through some really, really tough stuff with me. But one of their roles also is to see maybe my own blind spots, where things are going on and I'm not aware of, usually because my head's down and I'm just trying to plow ahead. So this past Tuesday, in our elders meeting, these men who love me, probably as much as my own family loves me, they sat me down and said, "Hey, Jim, you're really tired." I think they used the word exhausted, and we want you to take a breath. We want you to take a break. We want you to take a 6-month sabbatical. And I'll be honest with you, it felt more like an intervention than a loving confrontation. And I do what I always do. I wanted to warrior up and go, no, that's for weak people. That's for church leaders that fall apart and screw up their marriages. I'm tired, but I'll be fine. And they was like, no, this is right. And so after the initial shock of that, I started looking at my life and looking at the last couple of years here at Flatirons, and I need a break. I've been doing this ministry thing for 35 years now. I think 1 year I've taken all my vacation, and if you ask my family, how was that? They would say he was still at Flatirons. He was still writing sermons. He was still programming. He was still checking in on what was going on at Flatirons. And I love Flatirons with all my heart, and but it's kind of taken on a role in my life that is reserved for some other people. It's reserved for my relationship with Jesus, and it's reserved for my relationship with my family. And then Flatirons is right in there. And almost like an addiction. I think I'm addicted to Flatirons, and it's such a wonderful place. It's changed my life. It's changed so many of our lives. But I've got to get some stuff back into perspective. Over the last week since that meeting, I got to go down to Mexico City and spend time with one of my best friends and mentors, James Henderson. And he helped me unpack all what's going on. And, you know, a lot of times, and I'm sure this applies to all of us, but a lot of times as a man, I think that when I get tired, I should just push harder. And that's what I think I've done. What I wasn't aware of is that I was devastating people. My wife, I was withdrawn from my kids, and I was just running over people here on our staff. We have one of the best staffs of any church I've ever even heard about, let alone been a part of. And I was bulldozing them, and I was warrioring up, and I've crushed a lot of people. And what I want to do, well, let me say this: over most churches, when a pastor gets burnt out or tired or makes some mistakes, they just put him out to pasture, and all of a sudden he's just gone. And every time we turn on the news, it's like one more pastor fell apart. These men love me so so much that before there's a moral failure, before there's a financial failure, before there's all this list of things that have taken leaders out, they said, let's get on the front end of that and let's take you out and let you rest for 6 months and disconnect from Flatirons so that I can come back. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend some time, a lot of time alone with Jesus, reconnecting, a lot of time with Robin and my kids. I hope this doesn't hurt your feelings. They're more important than you. They're supposed to be, and they haven't been. And I need to get those things worked out. I'm going to spend some time with some great mentors and teachers and some coaches. Probably get a lot of counseling because I'm probably more jacked up than even I won't even admit. Here's what I want to ask. Again, I'm not going to be attending Flatirons, and that kind of has me kind of messed up because I don't like to go to church or any churches I know of. So I don't know what I'm going to do there. I won't be at Flatirons. But Ben is a really good teacher, and he's growing, and we're going to have some other teachers come in. And I heard Lindsay did a great job in a couple weeks. Gretchen is going to do a fantastic job. Probably that's probably one of the most difficult things in all this is, well, there's a long list of people I feel like I've let down. I've been looking forward to. I know I've been talking a lot of crap about the women's series and feeling scared. I've been looking forward to this so much, to speak to the women of our church about what God has for them and the roles and the vision that this world has taken away from women. And I got to do that first one, and I loved it, and I don't get to do the rest of it. And I'm sorry. I'm not running away from you, I promise. If I could have voted, I would have said, let me finish out this series because this is so important. But I trust these men, and ladies, I hope you'll trust me. And you'll lean into this teaching. I don't know how to really wrap this up, except we have a really great staff, and we have really great volunteers, and that's who this church is. It's not me. And so I'm just asking you to really support them. And again, I know rumors are going to take off about what's the real story. This is the real story. I'm tired. It's come out sideways. And before I run anything, some men in my life that I trust have said, you need to take a breath. Not an option. It's not optional. It's not someday. It's like started that day. And so I'm officially on sabbatical. I won't be at Flatirons. I won't be on social media. I've got to break that addiction. I won't be responding to a lot of correspondence. I know you're going to want to reach out to me with notes and emails, and you're welcome to do that. If I don't respond, it's not because I'm not paying attention or because you're not important. It's just I have to take a breath right now. I just want to end with this. I'm really sorry. Because I've let a lot of people down. My wife's sticking with me, and this is just tough on her. But I haven't been the husband I need to be. I haven't been the dad to Allie and Jordan and their spouses and their kids that I want to be a good pop. And I know some of you listen to this. I have run over you, and I've made you feel unimportant, and I've made you feel something very different than what God says is true about you. And I'm so sorry. And so here's my ask for these next 6 months. If you just pray for me and support me and the staff and leaders of this church, I promise I'll do all the work I need to do, and I'll come back, and I'll be the leader that you deserve. I'm not that leader right now. I feel very loved. I feel very well taken care of. But I'll be back. 6 months from now, when I stand on this stage again, a lot of healing is going to take place. A lot of learning is going to take place. A lot of listening is going to take place. I love you. I love this church. I love Jesus. I love Robin. I love my kids and my grandkids. I love the stories I get to hear about what God's doing in this place. And that's not over. I'm just going to take a time out. so that I can come back and be the leader that you deserve and that God has entrusted to me. And I know we're going to do great. The best is still to come if we'll slow down and pay attention to what God's trying to say to us right now. And that's what I'm going to try to do. So I'll see you in 6 months. If you run into me in the grocery store, don't act weird. It's just me. If you run into me at a ball game or at a Rockies game, and I'm available for any of those things, don't act weird. I'm going to be all right. Rob and I got to learn to fly fish this summer. That's our goal, which probably means a lot of trips to the emergency room. But anyway, hey, I love you all. I love this church. And I will see you very soon. Love you. Bye.